Hey everyone, thanks for walking by. With almost any show, there will be a certain amount of plot armor to help keep things exciting and to keep the main character moving forward. There are few better examples of this than in Pokemon. Between Ash getting strong Pokemon for no reason, or Ash being given gym badges, the plot armor is as thick as it comes. So let's see what Pokemon would look like without plot armor. We start in episode 1 with Ash waking up late and rushing to Professor Oak's lab. Because he got there so late, Professor Oak doesn't have a Pokemon for him anymore. All he has is a Pikachu he recently caught, and it's very disobedient. I don't think Professor Oak would risk his reputation by giving out this wild Pokemon to a new trainer. So, he tells Ash it's too late and to come back next year. This alone is enough to discourage Ash from continuing on his Pokemon journey. But, for some reason, he decides to keep going. His first stop is just down the road, where he encounters a wild Pidgey. He tries to catch it by throwing his jacket over it, which clearly fails. Then he attempts to throw a rock at it. Luckily for him, the rock hits a wild Spearow, which causes a huge flock of Spearow to brutally attack Ash. This drives Ash to a waterfall, forcing him to jump off and land in the river below. He ends up getting caught on Misty's fishing rod and getting helped out of the water. He then proceeds to rob Misty as he realizes the Spearows are still after him. Ash tries his best to get away, but exhaustion causes him to slip in the mud and fall to the ground. Then, without any protection, Ash gets mauled by the Spearows, until Misty comes to the rescue and uses her Pokemon to get the Spearows off him. She then takes Ash to the hospital to get treatment. When he's feeling better, Misty demands that he pays for the damages to her bike. Ash is then forced to get on the phone and call his mom to ask for money to pay for Misty's bike. Once paid, Misty heads back to the river to continue fishing, and Ash contemplates what to do next. He ultimately decides to continue on his journey and head to the Viridian Forest. Once there, he notices a Caterpie and decides to try to catch it. Remarkably, because Caterpie is so weak, it actually stays in the ball. Ash is pretty pumped about this. He finally has his first Pokemon, and for the first time since his journey began, he has a little hope. That is, until he realizes he can't win a single battle with Caterpie because it's so weak. Ash tries to battle everything he can, but in the end, Caterpie loses every single battle. He's still able to make it through the forest though, alive, but not any stronger. The next logical step for a Pokemon trainer passing through Pewter City is to challenge Brock, so he decides to give it a shot. As you'd probably expect, he gets destroyed, like, immensely destroyed. I think it's fair to say that Ash would more than likely call it quits at this point. Return to Pallet Town and wait for next year to come to get a half-decent Pokemon from Professor Oak. But let's just say his will is so strong that he decides to continue on. Ash's next step is Mount Moon, where he sees Seymour the scientist outside being attacked. He's unable to help Seymour with his weak Caterpie, and because of that, Ash decides to flee around the mountain instead of going through it. After a long road, he eventually makes it to Cerulean City. Again, the next logical step is to challenge the gym leader, because you never know. Obviously, he loses again, and it's just as brutal as with Brock. I think at this point there's no chance Ash would want to continue forward, and he would most definitely head back to Pallet Town. I mean, he's failed at getting his Caterpie any stronger, and he's already maxed out his mom's credit card. But for argument's sake, let's just see what would happen if he kept going. The next Pokemon he would encounter is Bulbasaur from the Hidden Village. That wouldn't go very well because he needs to beat Bulbasaur in a battle in order to capture it. After that, Ash would run into Charmander, but Brock was the one who initiated the confrontation with Damien and leads the charge to save Charmander. Even if Ash did decide to help Charmander, it's Team Rocket's attempt to steal Pikachu that made Charmander choose to be with Ash anyway. It's the same with Squirtle. Team Rocket convinces the Squirtle squad to capture Ash and the gang, which they wouldn't do otherwise because Team Rocket has no reason to go after Ash without Pikachu. It seems like no matter what Ash does, without powerful plot armor, he has no hope in becoming a Pokemon trainer, never mind a Pokemon master. I think his best bet would probably be to wait until next year and hopefully wake up on time to get a Pokemon. If you're interested to know how that might play out, I've already done a video on if Ash woke up on time. I'll link it in the eye and put it in the description. Do you think Ash could have gotten any further? Let me know in the comments section and we can discuss it down there. Also, if you have any other ideas for videos, suggest them in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas both inside and outside the Pokemon world. Until next time, thanks for walking by. See you in the next video.